Hey y'all. Thank you all for tuning into another weekly episode on the Inner Peace Speak podcast. I am your host, Kima. And before I get started with the title of what today's episode will be about, I want to tell you all I'm driving home from work. And this is my peaceful, quiet time. For real. Where I get time to just think and I allow, the Lord to speak to me. And I want to title this episode Fatherless. And the reason why, what better title than today than to talk about, being a fatherless child. So, the title of this episode, again, is Fatherless. And I just want to be able to encourage, someone, whether it's in my generation or the younger generation, that despite of you not having a father in your life, God is the real father. God is the real OG. God is the official father. You may not have a human father, but definitely you have a spiritual father, and you can't beat that. So it's no complaints. Honestly, it may get a little emotional for me because I'm speaking from a place of healing. So, excuse me if I may get a little silent or may get a little emotional or whatever. Remember, this space, Inner Peace Speak, is a place where I share my truth, stories, and testimonies in hopes that it may introduce you to the true and living God. By His grace, I live to tell my truth. So, I just want to just encourage and just just share a little of my experiences of having a father, being fatherless. Being fatherless. It wasn't always like this, to be honest. I did grow up knowing my dad and having a relationship with my father. It wasn't until I got to be maybe a teenager where I really felt I needed my dad. For real. Like, not no friend, I needed my dad. My parents, they both was out in the world or whatever. And, as me coming up, I didn't have that. The father, the first man to actually love you. The first man to actually, talk to you about gods and just different things. I didn't experience that. I dealt with a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of just negativity as a child growing up with, my father. I won't, put him down and say that he wasn't there for me financially, because as me coming up, he was definitely there for me financially. He definitely was. So I would never take the credit away and say that, he wasn't there for me financially. But for me, emotionally and mentally, he wasn't there. I have come to a place in life now, with the help of my spiritual families, to get to a place to where it is deeper than that. A parent or no one can give you what they never had. They don't, So I got to a place now to where I'm able to accept things and accept that. But, for a long time, it was hard, when you going and dealing with different guys or whatever and don't really know what to expect from a man what a man's supposed to do, because you never was taught from a man. You never knew how to love a man. You never knew what expectations from a woman to give a man. You don't know these things. So, in life I had to learn these things on my own. And of course I failed tremendous a lot of tests, had a lot of experiences, life experiences, from learning. I don't regret anything, because it actually helped me become the person I am today. So I don't regret it. It's just, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. It's a space where it hurts. It really hurts. So, not growing up, like having a father and financially there to support you is good when you're young, because you notice that's what it's about when you're a teenager. And when you're young, you really just thinking about money. You really just like, okay, well, he there, we laugh and we talk and we did all of those things. But the thing that really mattered, the tools that I needed in life to be able to succeed and to be able to help me in relationships, and a lot of mistakes that I wouldn't have made, I needed my dad for that. I needed my father for that. And he wasn't there. He wasn't that. It was a lot of things that I had to figure out and had to learn on my own. And those experiences actually, because although my daughter's father is not there in her life, I always was taught, I always knew, I ain't gonna say taught, I always knew, like, okay, well, even if her dad is not in her life, my father is in my life, and he will be a good father to my daughter, at least of what I thought was a good father, because I'm thinking, the fact that he's providing for me financially, that was a good father. Little do I know, it's more to that financially than just being a father. But that was when my childish ways, when I was a little younger, much younger, not little, when I was much younger, thinking in that way. But then, something came to me and spoke to me and said, you know what? God got y'all. God got y'all. I knew once I started getting my life fully together that he couldn't give my daughter what she needed as well. So it's two fatherless females, and I'm the mother of the fatherless child. So how can I encourage her to stay strong when I'm trying to find my way? When I'm trying to find how to be strong? When I'm going through mistakes that I'm trying to encourage her to stay away from? Because I don't know any better. She don't know any better. It just was a messed up situation. It was just a really messed up situation. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful. I'm definitely at a place of like healing now to where I'm able to speak about it. But does it hurt? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would be a lie to say that it doesn't. I'm trying to get my daughter to, a place of forgiving. And, a place of forgiving. Because she definitely needs to. But, my partner that I have now and their relationship is good. It could be a whole lot better, but it's great because my baby was dealing with a whole bunch of like hurt and just disappointment when it came to her father. I was dealing with a whole lot of hurt and disappointment when it came to mine. So for her, she was just closing herself in for a long time. So, you know, now she's at a place where she's opening up and moving further and forward. I'm saying all that to say this, that despite of you not having a natural father in the natural realm, we still have a father, and he won't never leave us nor forsake us, and that's a fact. He won't never leave us nor forsake us. It took me a long time to get to this point. It took me a minute to get to this space, because did I want to be angry? Absolutely, I wanted to be angry. Absolutely, I wanted to be bitter. Absolutely, I wanted to just be like, you know, all type of thoughts and all type of things. I did. I'm going to be honest. I did. But I thank God that I'm delivered from that space. I'm still healing. But as far as being bitter, angry and stuff, no, because I understand now, when you know better, you do better. I understand that when you have love in your heart, it's just certain things that you just can't do and you won't do. So when someone speaks evil and just do evil things, and that's because they're not happy with themselves. And I've noticed a lot of people tend to lash out or be upset with other people because they're not happy within themselves. So I've come to a point where I just, you know, overlook that. And I don't, you know, focus on it nor pay it no attention. Because anytime that you don't want your child and your grandchild to call you who you are, because you want to disconnect from the person that you are and become someone else, that's a deeper issue that only you and God can fix. That goes deeper than what's on the surface. When you want to disconnect, because no matter who you are or who you want to be, you can never deny who you are. You could never deny who you are. So when someone gets to a place of disconnection, where they want to disconnect from who they really is to become somebody that they're not, that's a deeper issue. That's a deeper issue. So, although I am a fatherless child in a natural, God definitely keeps me, and He have always kept me. And it took me to be in the valley for so long in order for me to see this, in order for me to really understand it, in order for me to really grasp and understand, like, God been having me all this time. He had me all this time, despite of. He had me. He truly had me. And I bless God, and I'm forever grateful for Him for that. See, I don't care about sharing my story and sharing my truth, because just like I feel this way, I know there's plenty of other people that feel this way. The difference between me and everybody else that may feel this way, they're not going to say it. See, I have to be honest with myself first. Honestly, with myself first. This is not the life that I chose. This is not something that I wanted to be a part of. But this is my story. This is my life. And it's all for God to get the glory. Because just like I know He's doing it, and He has done it for me, He's going to do it for somebody else. The decisions that we make, I had to learn, is no fault of God's. It's everything to do with us, because we feed in our flesh. We feed in our flesh, you know. So although I don't have a father by His choices, that he chose to me, I'm okay. I'm okay. I swear, not swear, excuse me. I bless God that I'm okay. Like, I know that I'm okay. I'm walking this journey. I'm able to speak clearly to you guys without feeling no type of way. I truly don't feel no type of way. It's nothing but the grace and the mercy of God that's over my life. Honestly, because I don't feel no type of way. So I just wanted to just like encourage someone that may be going through this, that may won't be able to share it, afraid of sharing it. I'm not, because I mean, this is my life. This is my life. This is my life. This is what it is. So, you know, like I said, God allowed me to walk this journey in hopes to be able to encourage someone else. So I had to walk this walk, deal with this, in order for me to be able to encourage someone. And for you guys to not hold grudges, to not be upset with your biological father if he hasn't been a part of your life, if he hasn't just decided not to, if for whatever reason the decisions that he has made has affected you in any type of way, you know, forgive him, for he does not know any better. And that's a fact. And that's not an excuse, that's a fact, because when you know better, you really do better. You really do better. So when people, the decisions that they make and the things that they do, it just lets me know that they don't know better. When people like speak of me or talk about me or say things, I say that they can't know me and they don't know any better. Because when you truly understand someone and what they're doing and the purpose, you won't have anything negative to say. You would just give them words of encouragement that they may keep on their journey, right? So, you know, I'm just here to just tell you guys, forgive. You don't have to forget, but you can forgive. I forgave, and I forgive daily and I repent daily because I'm not perfect. I don't try to be perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, but I do serve a perfect God, right? And I do know that he's watching. And for me, I'm not going to speak of his name. And I'm not going to speak of his name and not be doing his will. I'm not perfect by the least bit. But one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to steal, I'm not going to scandalize, and I'm not going to use God's name in vain. So anything that I may speak and that I'm saying is definitely coming from a place of truth. You know, it hurt. It hurt it. Like, it hurt it. It did. It hurt it. But at the end of the day, I understand now of why I'm here. I understand my purpose. I understand. I truly do. When you know, my biological father have said things about me, and for a long time it used to be like, what the heck, how can somebody speak like this to their kid? And don't get me wrong, I have said things to him as well. But I learned, which I've gotten better with, that where there's no boundaries established, the disrespect is on 100. The disrespect on both parties is on 1,000. You have to have boundaries set. You have to have boundaries established. You have to have a level of respect. But because I wasn't being respected in no form, it causes me to have lack of, not justifying it. Because I had to hear of the disrespectful things that was said not even just said to me, the disrespectful things that was done. And it's like, wow, that couldn't have been, that's not normal. That's not okay. But I had to deal with it. I had to eat it. And I did. But what I'm saying to say all of that is to say, no matter what, I found peace. I'm healing from it. I'm able to forgive. I'm able to get past it. And despite of me not having no father, I had to go through these lessons. I had to go through these places. But I still lack nothing because of God. I still lack nothing because of the Most High. Because of God. In Jesus' name. For real. Because of Him. He has kept me. So I definitely want to, give glory, honor, and praise to Him first and foremost, because I now have an understanding, and I take nothing personal. I'm thankful for this place that I'm in, because despite it all, I hear it. People just they can't receive what I'm saying because it's coming from me. They can't receive it because it's coming from me. It's not anything that I'm doing. It's just because it's coming from me. So I get that. And I understand it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, long as I'm doing the will of God, who all supposed to get it is going to get it. Period. Who all supposed to, they're going to get it. Period. It's just period. So, like I said, this is just a message that I just wanted to encourage someone. I'm driving. Excuse the background noise if you guys hear any background noise or whatever. I just wanted to just encourage someone to just be authentically real about your life. Forgive those who hurt you, for they not know no better. And if you feel as though they do know better, and they still chooses to do the hurt, the disrespect that they have caused you, forgive them anyway. Forgive them anyway, because it's just the right thing to do. For they don't know no better. That's just my story. That's just what I believe. I believe when you know better, you do better. Wholeheartedly, truly. I believe, a lot of hurt that I have experienced, from my dad is because the lack of that he received. But in order for him to be able to understand that, he got to get to a place of accepting the wrong that he has done. Own it, sit in it, ask for forgiveness, and try to become better. No one is never going to get to a place of healing if they don't never acknowledge what they did. No one is never going to get to a place of forgiveness or moving on or whatever you want to call it until you get to a place where you accept it, you owned it, you accept it, and then you try to get past it, work through it. And that's just the truth. That's just the bottom line. That's just the truth. That's just the bottom line. It is, it's just what it is. So we all just got to get to a place of just healing. I thank you all for listening. I hope you all can hear it fully and good, because I am driving. But I just want to encourage you to just forgive your dad, for he not know no better. Because when you know better, you do better. That's just my truth. No matter what it is, small or big. When you know about being a father, when you accept about being a father, you try daily to be a good dad. When you a mother and you know about being, not even the fact that you know, because you may not even have to know about being a mother or father, but you just accept your responsibility. It's not anything that you can detach yourself from, because that's just what it is. I can't detach myself from a mother, because at the end of the day, I'm still a mother. That's still my daughter. They don't give you a manual nor a book to how to be a parent. You only can do your best. But again, that's the choice that God leaves us with. We can choose to stand, or we can choose to walk away. Which one do you choose? But remember, you got kids. No matter how old they are, they need you, us. Thank you all. I love you. Be blessed.